haven't made a June reading wrap-up because June was a dumpster fire. I had made a June reading vlog, and since then my beautiful dog Marley died on the 17th. I was then in a haze for the next like 10 days. We've had a massive COVID outbreak in Sydney. I have been looking after my niece for 11 days so that she could not be in Sydney for all of this COVID outbreak, although it's getting worse and she's now back there. So June has really been a dumpster fire, and after Marley died on the 17th, I really didn't progress with anything because life sucked. So these were the books I was supposed to read for June in a wildly optimistic way, and I did reasonably well. Did not like Sarah Gay Forden's House of Gucci, but I think it will be a great movie. Amanda Granger's Mr. Darcy Vampire. I was reading this when Marley died, and I had sort of determined that this was not the book for me, but I was going to see it through because I wanted to see how ridiculous it could get. But then I remember being home after burying Marley and being like, life is too short, I'm not doing that, and I don't know, maybe I'll pick it back up. I don't know. Growing Up Queer in Australia is a compilation of stories. This one I really wanted to get to, so it is going into my TBR pile once again. The same with Queenie. I have been trying to read this book since like April, and there is just a never-ending stream of things that get in my way, and I am also the best procrastinator in the world. City of Bones I listened to, and I will do a separate review for. Celeste Barber's Challenge accepted. I finished last night, and what's the date? It's the 9th of July, so that kind of counts, right? And The Muddle-Headed Wombat was a book I found in a second-hand bookstore in Nowra, and this is a book I used to love as a little kid, and I have listened to the audiobook 500 million times. I haven't actually opened this, but I assume it's exactly the same, but try again this month. I'm making this video a July-August reading vlog, mostly because we're already like 9 days into July and I'm only just getting around to getting my shit together now. And also because I'm trying to take the pressure off myself a little bit. I know I have to go up to Sydney for a couple of days for medical appointments, which will then mean I'm quarantining back down here. But I'm also trying to get back to focusing on writing. I write YA fantasy, and my books are The Hunted and A Night Rises are the two books of the Phoenix series, which are out now. But I have been the world's best procrastinator, as I mentioned before. I quit my job and finished up at the end of January. So since February, I've been off work with the goal of trying to find a way to make writing my full-time occupation. And I haven't really written anything. All I've done is hang out with Marley, which was time well spent, and babysit and travel and really try and get over burnout. So it's time to focus and time to try and, I don't know, achieve something with my life. Is that too harsh? So I'm carrying these 3 books over into July, August. Muddle-Headed Wombat shouldn't take too long because I already know the story. Queenie, we try again because I really want to read this book. It's such a beautiful cover. Growing Up Queer in Australia, I want to read because I think this is a really important book. I also have one somewhere called Growing Up Aboriginal in Australia, which I would like to read as well, but that is not on the attempt list for the next 6 weeks. Murakami's Norwegian Wood. I started this book 500 years ago, and my goal for the next 6 weeks is to either finish it or be finished with it. I am stuck in, I think it's chapter 6, and it's kind of one of those ones where, you know, you're like, oh, I'll just stop reading when this chapter finishes and I'll put the book down and I'll go and do some of my other stuff. This chapter is 100 pages, just out of nowhere, 100 pages, and I got stuck. Sally Rooney's Normal People I would like to read because I loved the TV series and I've heard that the book is better. So if that is true and it's not actually that long, I really want to read this. The Living Sea of Waking Dreams by Richard Flanagan is a book that I actually picked up because something about the cover spoke to me, and then since then I've heard a lot of people say this is really good. I completely forget what it's about, but it's on the list. And the last one on the list is The Black Sabbath, Symptom of the Universe by Mick Wall. And I just think this should be interesting. Now, I know that this is a random bunch of books, but by dedicating myself to a TBR list last month, what I discovered was that I'm very much a mood reader, and once I set myself a list, I'm like, no, I don't want to read that. So I have picked about 5 million different things so that hopefully whatever mood strikes, there's something to keep me amused, which probably means that I'm going to be reading like 5,000 books all at the same time. I should actually also check my audiobooks. So I did last month listen to a little bit of Virgin River by Robin Carr. I can't say that it's holding me all that strongly. What else? The other thing I started listening to last month was Fredrik Backman's A Man Called Uwe, and I was really, I don't know if enjoying it is the right word. It's like listening to a story about my grumpy old father. There are so many similarities. I actually told my mom she should read it, but I think she felt a bit too close to home. But I don't know, I haven't picked it up again since Marley died, so I don't know what's going to happen to that. If you have read any of these books, don't forget to let me know in the comments below what you thought and which book you think I should start with, and if you think I should continue on with Murakami's Norwegian Wood, or if you think I should go back and give Mr. Darcy Vampire another go. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to hit like so this channel can grow.